Okay, guys, we are going to have a training for the television ABC. So, as far as I know, that you have already worked in Hisense Group for several years, and many of you were come from the branch office from in China. So, I believe that you have already get full knowledge about televisions, about the features, about the spec, about um, how to sell it, almost everything. But also that you were the first time to work in a in the international department. So we are going to operating the Asia, Southeast Asia market. So we going to train all this very basic knowledge with English today. So for today content, I prepared for the television, how this word create, and also the display spaces. For example, there's many LED, QLED, OLED, ULED from Hisense. There's a lot of LEDs, so we're going to explain what they are really means. And the last part, we're going to have some explain about the specifications. As you know that we are always going to talk about the features, but sometimes we have a very long list about the specifications. We call it spec list or something. There's a lot of basic concept. You have already know well in Chinese, but you never read them in English. So we're going to talk about them today. Okay, first of all, television. So what is televisions? How this word be made? Okay, first the first part, tel, is from the Greek. The Greek word tel means far, and the second part, vision. Of course, vision. I think that you have really already knows a lot. Uh, it's from the Latin word vedere. Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce this Latin word, but it means to see. The word vision means what you can see, right? So put them together, televisions to see far, which means you've never been to the desert maybe in the Africa or East Asia. You've never been to the very deep of the oceans in the Pacific Ocean, but you can watch those whales, those visions through the televisions. And of course, the FIFA World Cup, you may never been to the into the arena, but you still can watch the match through the televisions, which means the television can help you to see far. And even it is very common today, it's still an industry wonder. Okay, we may produce a million of them every year, but it's still a industry wonder. Okay, and then in this page, we are going to see the developing history of the television. As you see, at the very beginning, it was invented from innovated from the Britain. Uh, it the first television is a CRT television, and this was in the early 20th centuries, and in the late 20th centuries, about 13 years ago, there's a first generation of the PDP, also the LCD TV. This is a very early stage of the thin TV. And then about 20 years ago, the first generation of the LED. Okay, there's LCD and LED. We're going to explain the difference to them. But today's LED equals LCD, and LCD equals LED. Okay, and then about 12 years ago, the OLED and laser TV was invented. So that's just the most brand new televisions, which can offer a very special features compared to the LED, of course, compared to the CRT. And in the futures, they made a lot of new technologies. Uh, we are, and this is so far as I know, okay? This is the developing history. And in second part, we're going to expand of the display spaces, so many LED. So what they exactly means? This is a question, right? So first of all, the LCD. The LCD means the liquid crystal displays. They are they're flat, they are thin, and they are lightweight. So compared to and there's a more useful and user-friendly compared to CRT televisions. As you know, the old CRT television is extremely large. Even a 14 inches television, you need a very large space. Okay, that's just what a waste for the space. And you can never hang a CRT television on your wall. And we can, of course, even the old version of LCD, we can put them on the wall, and you can have a very good view distance and angle. But sometimes we see that LCD and LED is different. So what is the difference? Because in the early years, LCD panels use a CCFL, which means a cold caused fluorescent lamp as a backlight. So today we no more use this kind of backlight. We use LED. So that's why today in 2022, with the LCD equals the LED. We don't use a CCFL anymore. And if you don't know what is CCFL is, I believe you can watch these pictures. Okay, you can see this picture. This is a CCFL. We still use them in the office as the lamp, but we will never use it as a backlight anymore. Okay, and how the LCD work. I just give you a brief introductions because we are not we are marketing persons. Uh, we didn't work as a product manager or the R&D guys. So first of all, you need a backlight. From the light will through the polarizer first, and then they will pass through the liquid crystal. And as you can see, the liquid crystal under the influence of the TFT array, it will change its angles. When you change the angle, you can change the spare direction of the light because the light must through the liquid crystal. Yes, so that they will in the same directions, the liquid crystal and light. In this way, we can stop the light or let the light pass through the second polarizer layer. So if we block all the light, then it is black or there's no light. If we let the light pass through, then we can see the light. And with the color filters, we can see there's RGB color filters with the primary colors, red, blue, and green. And when we combine these three primary colors from the three primary colors, we can combine to any kind of color we want. That is of course, there's a better TV has better color gamut. We will discuss later. And you can see the color filters also the completely this unit, sorry, this complete unit, we call them as the subpixel because the RGB 3 subpixels combine to 1 pixel. Okay, we will see these pixels in the LED. As you can see, there's 3 pixels combined to 1 pixel. So of course, the volumes of the pixels that will uh, depend will make the resolutions. Okay, we will also discuss in the specification department. Okay, LED. Okay, LED is most common, most affordable is this year's. LED means that light emitting diode. So LED are traditional with LCD panels. Uh, so the white light from the LED will be flattened into RGB colors, and the recent high-end TV will use the special filter panel as a QLED or to help them produce a wider color gamut. As you can see. Also, there's from the pictures you can see the directly uh, a backlight and the edge backlight. It is the different of the so-called eLED and the DLED. And also the OLED. Okay, OLED is absolutely new technologies, which mean the organic light emitting diode. The LED part is same, but it less special special word as organic. Organic, well, maybe you know about organic food or something that normally we say that is organic is something like plastic can be organic things, the wood can be organic things, the hair and the flesh or bones can be organic. Uh, on another hand, the iron um, or the stones, this is not organic things. So compare about the organic and disorganic, organic thing, we can easily understand that it could be burned, so that you can understand more easily why the OLED have the pixel burning issues. So, but of course, let's see the advantage. It can adjust the luminosity of each pixel individually. So that is a very impressive feature. So it allows to turn every pixel completely off, almost completely off, and show the very pure black, which offer a infinity contrast. It's almost infinity contrast of real OLED. Since OLED displays can offer a better black, it also that it gives very impressive picture qualities. But the weakness, as I mentioned, it will have the pixel burnings. And also, I'd like to mention about you that today's the OLED has also a lot of species, like the AM OLED, PM OLED, wet OLED. There's many kind of OLED. The most common that you could use that you is valuable, most valuable OLED is the AM OLED and wet OLED. Wet OLED. The AM OLED is the we see the RGB OLED, which means that is the real OLED, as I mentioned, that it can absolutely turn off the pixel, and it can make extremely thin panels. But it has a problem that it could not produce large. It can never produce a very large screen. Uh, as far as I know, that they are 16 or 20 inches. That is the maximum size of the AM OLED or the RGB OLED. So this kind of technology is most common on your smartphone. So this is a phone from Xiaomi. So it's using Samsung AM OLED, and then you can see that when I turn off the screen, it is pure black. Nothing happened, nothing on the screen. And you can think that can open, turn on or turn off every pixel individually. On the other hand, how about the large size? We can see the maximum about 86 inches. As far as I know, the 88 or 86 inches from Sony. So why they could produce the such large sizes? That it is not the RGB OLED. It is the wet OLED, which means there's a extra filters, which means that the let's make sure one concept that the OLED didn't need any kind of filters because it is individually. I can only turn on the red pixel, subpixel, or I can only turn on the green pixel or the blue pixel, or even the subpixel can be turned on and turned off individually. So we only need to do is just to combine them. So you don't need any kind of filters. But the wet OLED need filters. They need RGB filters, just like the LCD. But with these filters, it will heavily reduce the brightness. Yes, the brightness that can be a problem. So how to overcome the problem? Then we need to a extra subpixel, which is the black filter. So these black filters, because they will not block any kind of LED nor RGB LED, it is empty. So we call it white. So that's why we call this kind of thing the wet OLED. Okay, so the wet OLED it have the same contrast, almost infinity contrast, but when the brightness goes high, the color gamuts will reduce rapidly. That is the disadvantage of the wet OLED. And the QLED, you may see a lot of QLED marketing materials from Samsung and TCL. So the QLED means the quantum dot, uh, which means that you can see here, we add a extra quantum dot film uh, between the TFT and the polarizer and the backlight. And it could help the TV produce more color. So it get a better color gamut, improve your color performance. The only problem that I want to mention about you that Samsung is misleading the consumers that the quantum dot technology is only belongs to the Samsung, but that is fake. A fake uh, news, a fake message. It's not true. Samsung is never be the innovator of the quantum dot technology. It was the first time it was in 1980s. In 1980s, it was invited by American. And first of all, it was used in medical use, not used in televisions or display technology, put in a medical use. So Samsung want to misleading just to mislead the consumers to believe that Samsung is the beginner, let's say the innovators of the quantum dot, which is not true. So I want you to know this. And for today, almost all the main TV brand use this technology for their TV to help even the middle class will use such technology. It's not that high tech technology. It's not really technology. And also, I give you, you can see this quantum dot tech roadmap. Easily, you can see that the quantum dot has many steps, and quantum dot sheet, or you can call it quantum dot film, is that most common use in today. And to the last step, we have a very long way to go. There's still a long way to go. And the ULED, okay. Finally, this is first of all, I'm going to make this concept clear. ULED is not one technology. Quantum dot means ULED means quantum dot film or quantum dot. Okay, but ULED is not for single technology. It's for a completely display solutions. Let's see the ABCD from the uh, ULED. We call this ABCD because mainly the ULED is have the advantage for this for part, the color, which means we have better, a wider color gamut, a contrast compared to the conventional LED LCD panels. We offer a very good contrast, which uh, almost 1 million to 1. This is very impressive. And the third is the clear motions. So uh, for the ULED product lines, we have the 60 hertz or 120 hertz with MEMC. And in China market, we have even 240 hertz with MEMC. That is very high refresh rate, and MEMC can make sport or game uh, more smooth. Okay, clear motion and distinct details. Okay, distinct details we are mainly focus on the resolutions. We have 4K, 8K resolutions, uh, and also the AI resolution upgrade. So we can fix the low resolution signal to high resolutions and to make sure that we can enjoy a better picture quantities with very good details. Okay, that's just, I think I have already mentioned the DLED. DLED means the directly LED. And you can see there's some different about the DLED and the full array DLED. That full array is a high cost solution, which means that it's there's you can just easily understand that we put more LED on the back for the backlight. And with full array LED, we can make more local dimming zones compared to the conventionals. And you will hardly see for the conventional DLED, you can see that that's very dark at the corner. But the full array DLED, we don't have that kind of problem, or you almost cannot find it. Only that you see it very carefully, you found this very small corner. It's a little bit dark, but for the high end, you can almost can find it. And for the ELED, okay, ELED that is Samsung like to use ELED because with ELED you can make the TV very thin. So when you put on the wall, it is great. But also you know that ELED never can make the local dimming. I see that the Samsung called it the micro dimming, but it just divided your screen to some bar to some brand. This is a not very good local dimming, so it can never make the real local dimming features. Okay, and the mini LED. So the mini LED is very hot thing. Okay, so you know that from the Apple XDR displays, peak brightness 1,600 and it sells 5,000 US dollars. Extremely expensive. And how to achieve in such a small screen? I believe it's a 32 inches screen to 1,600 brightness. Then you need the mini LED. So what is the mini LED? Let me explain you about mini LED. So easily you can see that mini LED is just a small LED from the 65 micrometer to 300 micrometer. With this range, 65 to 300, with this range, all in this range, we can call this the mini LED. Of course, if your LED is smaller than 65 micrometers, you can call it micro LED, which we want to achieve, but we still not achieve. That is the future. Okay, that is a mini LED. So compared to the conventionals, the small sizes means that I can put more LED on the pitch. Sorry, I mean put at the backlight. So the backlight with more LEDs, of course, we can achieve higher brightness. And with the local dimmings and higher brightness, you can have a very good contrast. That is why we need LED. And because the LED is small, and you can see that every zoom, every LED distance can be made very small, and you can put more local dimming zoom on it. Okay, this is a mini LED, and you can see that what is the benefit? High dynamic contrast, higher brightness, and higher reliabilities, and because it is very thin, and you can make extremely thin. Yes. And of course, there's also the types of the LCDs. We just tell you about the advantages and disadvantages. For the TN twisted dynamic panels, it is a very fast reaction speed. Okay, but it's very pure in colors and the view angles. So the TN panels is very, very uncommon in TV. This is more common on the game display. Okay, because the video games or computer games, it need a very high refresh rate and very quick, very fast reaction. So that's why we almost cannot see the TN panels in TVs. Okay, then come the IPS and the VE panels. So the IPS is also very common in the game display and the TVs because it has a very good view angle. But it has a problem that the contrast is poor. Many times you may see that FPS for the native contrast is 1000 to 1, which is very poor. Compared to VA panels, the native, I mean, without local dimming, it can reach at least 3000. And for today's, I can see a lot of VA panels can easily reach 5000 and a little bit more, 5300, something like that. Okay, the V panel is the good native contrast. When you don't have local dimmings, V panel is better on contrast. But the view angle is poor. Okay, and color I think is almost equal. Okay. And I want to explain you about the FPS. Sometimes you heard about the ADS. Okay, the ADS is also a IPS panel. I just want to tell you that. And there's a lot of version of IPS. So I want to know you this clear that the maybe they call them fast or PIPS. Okay, that's very professional. That can up to the color depth to 32 bits, which I think the consumer class will never need that very professional color depth. Um, it is, but no matter how to you make this, it's still a IPS panel. So there's also a lot of uh, variations of the VA and PN. Just don't be misleading. Uh, just there's for example, Samsung always create some misleading concept. You can see here, super PLS. Okay, that's just nothing new. That's just a high performance. Yes, it is high performance. I understand that, but it's still an IPS. Okay, there's a lot of high performance VA, high performance TN panels. That's what I want to explain with you. Okay, I believe this is enough for the homework, and thank you for that.